Welcome back, everybody, to another quick review. Today, we are talking about Spider Man Across the Spider Verse. Now, as I am recording this, I saw the movie yesterday. I'm about to see it again in a couple of hours with another friend. Um, and this movie is something special. It really is. It's really, really good. Um, I, I, I think the thing about this movie for me is that I, I'm not the biggest fan of like as big a fan of Spider Verse as like a lot of people are. I still love the movie. I still think the movie is great, but I think there's like one other Spider Man movie I prefer above it. That's Spider Man One, Tobey Maguire Spider Man. Such a good movie, but I loved everything the Spider Verse did. But I don't know, something about it was like maybe not the biggest fan of it compared to like a lot of other people. Spider Verse. I don't know what it is about Across the Spider Verse. This is like just Into the Spider Verse, but on steroids. It's game changing. It's wild. I love the story. I love like the story, the idea of every Spider Man has to go through something. Every Spider Man has to go through something that changes them. They have to, lose somebody in order to realize who they are. And Miles doesn't want that. Doesn't like that. He's already done that once, and it's wild because like you see him confronting that, but everybody else telling him what his destiny is, and it's kind of does echo what teenagers and anybody now goes through. um I think if I had to like put in a vote for most improved character in this movie, that is Gwen Stacy, because goodness me, Gwen is a significantly, it's like probably my favorite character in the movie now, because she's a significantly better character than it was before. Her relationship with her dad, with Miles, and with everything that she has to go through, dealing with Peter, it's so interesting and so compelling to look at. I think that's what makes this movie great. Everything about it is compelling. The animation's stellar. It's even better. And one thing I love about this movie is that it's like certain callbacks. And one of the biggest callback in this movie was a joke in the last movie. It's so funny to me how it happened. I was like, no, because I was sitting in the theater with my two friends, and one of us had already seen the movie, but the two of us who hadn't were like, no way, because of the bagel. The bagel is what caused this movie. It's like when Miles throws the bagel in the last movie at the scientist that he threw it at became the spy, and it was it's so fun. It's so funny to me how just the bagel just caused this entire thing. It's hilarious. Um, I think if there's one thing I would complain about this movie about, it's not like making it like top comic book, like greatest comic book movie of all time. I think it's the ending. I know it's supposed to be a part one and part two, and I went into the movie understanding that. I was like, okay, how are they going to do this cliffhanger, right? But I don't know what it is. Like the last 25, 30 minutes of this movie, it was like panning shots with epic music that would make you think it was the end of the movie. Like there's like four different times throughout the movie that I'm just like, is this is the end? This is the end. This is the end. This is the end. And it's just not. Though you actually get to the end, you're like, okay, I feel like we could have gotten there a bit quicker. Like, cause the thing was right. You had the shot of Gwen Stacy in one Earth, Miles Morales in another Earth, and then Spider-Man 2099, Ben Riley, and Spider Woman in another Earth. And it's like wide painting shots, and you think it's going to end there, but it just doesn't, and it keeps going. And I think that's like for better or for worse. Does the movie keep going? Yes, but does it get kind of a bit repetitive at that point? A bit. Also, the cliffhanger. I don't know what it is. I wasn't a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of this cliffhanger. And I no, I like. I really enjoy. I think it's a really good cliffhanger for what it's trying to set up. Right, like the whole Miles Morales being the Prowler thing. Speaking of which, I can't hear that. I can't hear the Prowlers thing without thinking of the freaking Goku meme. But Miles Morales being the Prowler, I think is a great plot twist in this alternate universe. Officer Davis being dead in this universe I think is a great plot twist. I think all these are great plot twists, but the thing is that I feel like the movie feels like it just stops. Like you could tell, it's kind of like a Dune thing, but not as like bad as Dune did it. Whereas like Dune just stops in the middle. At least when it came to Doom, we didn't know there was going to be a part two, right? The Spider Verse, you could feel, you felt like there's like another movie that they had already filmed, and they, not filmed, but they had already made, right? Um, and they just kind of stopped it there. I was like, I don't know how I feel about the cliffhanger. I feel like there's like, yeah, like I said, there's like two aspects to a cliffhanger, like two types of cliffhangers. There's the Doom cliffhanger, which I just don't like because it feels like it just kind of stops the story. I feel like Spider-Verse kind of falls into that category. And then there's the Infinity War cliffhanger, where I don't. I genuinely believe that the Infinity War cliffhanger is kind of the best cliffhanger you could do in this kind of situation. Um, in this movie they do the whole stakes are high, things are dire kind of thing, but I feel like it just kind of cuts off where Infinity War, right, it's one of those things where you just can't imagine what happens in the next movie. Like at least the Spider Verse, you can think about what you can kind of theorize. It's easy to come up with conclusions for what can happen in the next movie. Nobody knew what was going to happen in Infinity War. Nobody knew Infinity War going into Endgame. Nobody knew there was going to be time travel and all that jazz. Like nobody knew called this stuff, right? And it's weird. It's weird for me. I don't know how I gotta watch it again to get proper thoughts on the cliffhanger. But yeah. Overall, still a really good movie. I don't think it's my favorite movie of the year. I think that still goes to John Wick Chapter 4. My bad. For now, and I don't think there's going to be a comic book movie that surpasses it. I have to wait to see the Flash because I think that's the Flash is my most anticipated movie of the year. I have to wait to see it. But yeah. Overall, great movie. 10 out of 10. Like 9.75, close to 10 out of 10 movie. Really enjoyed it. Go watch it. See ya.